Hey everybody, it's Dave Ward. Today we are going to learn about on-demand. We're going to go through a business model for on-demand, or at least a marketing strategy is a better way to put it, for on-demand. I'm going to show you some rough numbers. I want to let you know we are working on sort of the business model side of that as well. So this is more the marketing side. In the future, we're going to be presenting you with some more concrete numbers that'll show you the actual income potential that is available with on-demand. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you some of that stuff today, but just a little bit. Because I believe that on-demand is really the direction we're going in the future. And I think people are just kind of confused and overwhelmed by it. That's really what's been going on with it. Took me a while to get into on-demand, to be completely honest with you. Mainly just because, not because I wasn't a club member or I didn't think it was awesome or any of that stuff. I just liked the DVDs. I was conditioned to using the DVDs. And what happened was the computer, I have two DVD players in my house. One of them is an Xbox, which is in the living room, which is not where any of my workout equipment is. And the other one was an old iMac that I had out in the garage, which is where I work out and all my stuff's at. That iMac died, and I was sort of like, I don't know what to do. How do I can't work out. And then I remembered, well, yeah, actually I can, because I've got on-demand. And I started to use it, and I think it's just fantastic. I think it's just so awesome with what you can do with it, especially the phone capabilities that come along with it, to be able to take your workouts anywhere and really go through and do them is just so awesome. The tech is fantastic, and I'm so impressed by that. And I really think this is where we're going in the future. And I just think that people are a little overwhelmed by it because it's new and because it's different and because they don't quite know how to use it. And every time that there's change, we all do the same thing, which is resist, resist, resist. You know, it's a really good book. I see Brian Vineyard's on here, and I'm looking for my copy. There it is. This is a really good book. It's called The War of Art. By a guy named Steven Pressfield. I know this is backward on our live feed for those of you guys watching on this. I'm actually streaming this live as well. But it's called The War of Art, and it's about resistance. And that's a lot of what's going on right now with on-demand. It's just it's new, and so people are kind of pushing back against it. What we always see whenever these things happen, I mean, you have to think in the context of new stuff in Beachbody. I've seen Shakeology was the first new thing that came out. Challenge packs. Success Club, challenge groups, Facebook groups. We have been through a lot of change in this company, and I believe one of the reasons that we have the longevity we do is because we've always been able to look at new things, sort of see, okay, does that make sense or not? And if it doesn't, then let's not push people in that direction. But can you guys all hear me? I see Rob lost audio on the live feed. But we've always been able to, you know, identify what's going to work and then move in that direction and then train people. I think, you know, as we do this for coaches, understand your role as a coach changes the more you grow into that. I think right away, people want to do what I do. That's not really your role right now. When you're a new coach, your job is to follow the 4 vital behaviors. One of those is being a product of the product. And I just can't emphasize enough that you absolutely must be a product of the product to be successful in this business. I think that's one of the things that's going on with on-demand. I had, you know, a coach come to me a couple of weeks ago and express a lot of frustration and not really know what to do, and sort of say, I really want to get this business going, but I don't know what to do, or I'm confused, or it seems like there's 10 different things to do. Which one should I do? I don't even know what to do. And I went and looked at her business before we got on the phone, and she was inactive. And if you're not an active coach, this business is going to seem completely overwhelming and very, very difficult to you. You need to be drinking Shakeology or the performance line, something that you can then create a story around and then, you know, sell. That's what we do. This is a sales business. I mean, I don't know any other way to put that, okay? So we have to be understanding of that and understand that you're not going to be able to sell something that you're not using. You should also be doing a workout program. I'm going to talk to you when we get into this on-demand thing. One of the problems that I see that's happened right now is people are doing hybrids of like 10 different workouts. And I know what my hybrids look like. They look the same every time. There's no leg day. And any hard workout I don't do. And that's what people are doing. And then I have no story. You know, not because I don't have a physical transformation, but I just have no story. What's the story I'm supposed to tell you? That I did Body Beast twice a week, 22-minute hardcore twice a week, mixed in a Turbo Fire workout here or there, and then I did some Insanity, and then one day I got bored, and so I did Hammer and Chisel. That's a story that a lot of people are creating right now. That's not being proof the product works. That's being proof that you can't make up your mind. Okay, and I've done this. I know that doesn't work. Nobody pays attention to it, and it doesn't create a compelling story. But when you start from day 1 and you go all the way through to day 60 or 90 or 21 or whatever the program is you're doing, you start to build a story. That story becomes the foundation of your business as a coach. Okay, so why am I'm telling you the story? Because what I know is going on is that you're not using on demand. A lot of people are not using on demand, which is one of the reasons that I want to start with what's a marketing plan for on demand rather than showing you the compensation plan opportunity. Let's start with a marketing plan. And if you're going to start with a marketing plan, step number one is you have to use that thing. Now, if for whatever reason, maybe you think the club membership is too much money or whatever, or you just are never online, that's fine. You have all the options in the world you want to do this business the way you want to do it. But don't expect to sell a lot of club memberships. Don't expect to get a lot of people involved with on-demand. And when this change really takes effect and becomes the way people consume our content, think about Netflix. When it becomes the way people consume our content, you are probably going to be left behind. So I'm here to just tell you right now, I don't want to see that happen for you or me, which is why I'm jumping on board and why I'm trying to give you a real clear path and something to go do when it comes to on-demand. I'm just going to pause really quickly. There's a question with the live feed. I want to make sure I get to it. Yeah, I'll touch on that in a minute. Christy, thank you. So, okay, and I may do it at the very end of this so we can shut off the camera. So let's talk a little bit about how on-demand works and kind of what it is, how we get in there. For those of you guys who haven't, really gotten into on-demand, I have a brief tutorial, and I'm going to do 2 of these. So these will be included. I'm assuming everybody on here on the live feed has been on demand. But I'm going to include a quick tutorial for coaches on how to use on demand, how to navigate it. I think that's one of the big things. We'll get into that. There's a little menu at the top that's for those of you guys on the live feed that's called programs. That's the easiest way to navigate on demand. I think trying to navigate it from the home page is tough. And there's a cement truck out front. Lots of noise today. So there'll be another video where I talk about that for coaches. I'm also going to film a screen flow where, for you guys that will be included with this video once we get it up on the blog post, where I'm going to do a tutorial for your customers. Okay, so I'm going to give you a short video, 3 to 5 minutes, that you can send to your customers and say, okay, just watch this video, follow the bouncing ball, go here, click that, sign up for this. I will explain to them how the free 30-day trial works. So for purposes of the training video, the way the free 30-day trial works is this. They go in, they create an account if they don't already have one. If they've already got an account, then they're upgrading to become a club member. They have 30 days to cancel that. If they don't cancel it, they get charged for the next 3 months of usage, which is $38.98. So what I'm going to ask people to do in the video, and what I suggest you very strongly do, is that you're really upfront with that. Okay? Anytime somebody asks you to enter a credit card, I think right away people start to feel a little funny about it. Don't let that get in the way. Address that right up front. Look, here's how this works. I'm going to tell your customers in this video, if you choose to use it, to pull out their calendar and set it for 25 days from today, so that in 25 days, not in 30 days when they have like nothing to do and their cat is on fire, they have like, oh, okay, I'm not using that thing. If you're not using it, cancel it. Just cancel it. Doing anything else will create a lot of bad blood for you. So you just have to be upfront with people if you're going to be using the 30-day free trial, which is really the model I'm going to sort of push you to. That, and then also the Shakeology, the club challenge pack rather. Okay, so let's take a quick look at, sorry, I was looking at my spreadsheet. All right, so let's bump on over to my desktop. I got a spreadsheet I'm going to show you in just a second. This is on demand. You access it here, club.teambeachbody.com. Super basic, super straightforward. My internet's a little bit slow right now for some reason. But here we go. And, you know, if you're not logged in, I'll log out real quick just to show you what that looks like. In case you're not using On Demand currently. I'll go through this really quickly. Click sign in. As a matter of fact, let's start over. All right, so fresh start. All right, here we are on the login page for On Demand. So what you see here is club.teambeachbody.com. This is where you go to log into your account. It's also where you send people to either sign in or register depending on where they're at. So if they don't have a club membership or they don't have an account at all, send them to register. This is where they're going to take their credit card information. You need to tell people that. Really quickly, I'll walk you through a couple steps of this. I'm not going to sign in. Oops. Create an account, right? Not my birthday, but I am male. Now, here's what's important. This is an important step you're walking your people through. Coach referral. If they don't pay attention here, they might say, I was not referred to by a coach. Refer by a coach. I think that's going to end up making them go to somebody else, a qualified lead coach. You don't want that. So I have a coach. Give them your coach ID number and just have them enter it there. I'll enter mine. Then we go to the next step. This is credit card info. Okay, that's where they're going to do it. You need to just prepare them for that. Hey, let's get together and cancel it. There was on the live feed somebody just said, Dawn I think said, why don't you calendar it on your calendar for them to cancel. And you remind them and tell them you're going to do that. That is rad customer service. Okay, so that's how that works. I'm going to back up now and sign in. It should remember my main info. There you go. So just really quickly when you're navigating through here, and this is what I really want to just, show you how to focus so you can show your people how to focus. The way to do it is here. Programs. Drop down this program thing. If you go down here, I'll do this very quickly. If you go down here, your purchase stuff is nice to have there. The member library is organized with this kind of a slider thing, which isn't great. The premium content, it's the same thing. Then down here, this by type deal. This is just an easy place for people to just absolutely get lost. Well, I want low impact. Well, what do we got? And it's going to give me 10 choices, I mean, come on, there's too many choices for people. We need to tell them, go here, do this. The way you do that, programs, member library. Again, I'm using P90X and P90 as the programs that I am going to use to market on demand. I have a video much like this one where I just I use a simple program called ScreenFlow to capture this. And I show them, oh, here's P90X3. There's a bunch of other stuff here too. Don't get lost. If you want to change workouts, let me know. And I walk them right through it. Here's where you click on how to accelerate, cold start, fitness guide, calendar, nutrition guide. Walk them through all this stuff. It's more like a 10-minute video. Maybe it's a little longer. Where I walk them right through the only program that I want them to focus on. And I tell them, if it's too hard, let me know. I will get you into something easier. If it's too easy, let me know. I'm going to start marketing with P90 tomorrow is September 8th, for no matter when you're watching this. And P90 is not currently in the member library. It will be tomorrow. That's the main program I'm going to use because it's so easy to say to somebody, you have A, B, and C. There's Sweat and Sculpt and Ab Ripper, A, B, and C. It's so simple to take somebody who says, A is just too easy for me to go, great, just go to B right away. Or go up to C. And if C is too easy, okay, great, then we're going to go right back here to P90X3. And what I'm doing is I'm working through Tony. Okay, Tony's always been, for me, the person that I look to for my health and fitness. I love Sagi, I love the other trainers, I love Sean, but Tony's programs have always resonated with me, and he's always resonated with me. Again, if we go to programs, look at this. I can just go by trainer. All right, and then they can just focus on one face for a little while, Help people build a story around one thing. I talked about this just a little while ago as I was talking about being a product of the product. I need people to build a story. to build a story around these programs, one specific program at a time. There's too much potential for people to get lost. So I wanted to show them how to do that, and I wanted to show you how to do that. It's through this programs deal. Now again, I'm going to film a video for your customers where I'm going to walk them through that in a little more detail. So I'm going to jump out of on-demand, and I want to just show you some quick numbers on on-demand. These are, again, just quick numbers. Nothing too rocket sciencey here. Not a whole lot of assumptions built in, one of which is that everybody continues, and also some assumptions about how many people you get on per month. What I want to show you is long game. Okay, this is the number right here I want to get to when I'm looking at this thing. I think too many people get into our business and they think about things in the short term. And their mind will not even allow them to say, what if I continued this activity for 5 years? So if you had 20 people per month signed up for the club for 5 years, you'd have 1,200. You'd have 1,200 subscribers. If you had 1,200 subscribers, you'd make $75,000 in commissions alone. And just retail commissions alone, or club commissions alone. Now, again, this makes a lot of assumptions, one of which is that nobody cancels. But what I can tell you is that if you did this consistently for 5 years, this would be the least of your paycheck. This would be a tiny bit of your paycheck, because a lot of these people will become coaches, and a lot of them will become business builders for you. And what will they do? They will show people how to make money using on-demand. So this is just like a very, very quick and dirty analysis that I wanted to just like go, how long would it take to get 1,000 people was the number that I was shooting for. Yeah, and if you do 20 per month, it's going to take you a little less than 5 years if you're super, super consistent. But even just look at, you know, when you have 100 users, what that math looks like. Okay, that's still a significant amount of income on a yearly basis. How much of it was your raise last year? You know, I mean, you need to get like, what do you need, less than 10 people per month to be making this in extra side income. There's a model here, and there's a way to build this business, and this is all residuals, you know, because again, just think about you, and do you cancel? What are you on monthly auto ship for that you just never cancel? And a lot of people do that. Again, I don't want people using our products if they're not active with them, but I think that that happens a lot. And these are commissions that are just right there for you to go get, because we have this amazing technology. If we can just figure out how to do it, and we can just figure out how to really, really focus people on the prize at hand. All right, so once again, 30-day free trial. They give us the credit card. If they don't cancel within 30 days, they get charged for 90. The way that the Club Challenge Pack works is that they get 90 days of on-demand and club access included. If they don't, but again, if they don't cancel, it's going to bill them for another 90 days. Hopefully at that point, which I think is really the path here, is the Club Challenge Pack. Hopefully at that point, they've had 3 months of Shakeology and 3 months of on-demand, and they're just in love, and they just keep going with both. That should be your goal when you have somebody started on a Club Challenge Pack. Let's talk a little bit about that. So the Club Challenge Pack is $140. Standalone Shakeology is $130. So you're paying $10 more for all of this content. Again, I think if you talk about it in terms of, here's the mistake I think people are making, and the wrong way to talk about it, in my opinion. The wrong way to talk about it is this. I have a $130 product, Shakeology, which I'm now going to charge you $10 more for $140, right? And for that extra $10, you are going to get access to over $1,500 worth of on-demand live stream content. There are 34 workouts that you'll get to choose from, and depending on when you're watching it, there may be more when you're watching the replay here. People will get overwhelmed, they won't use it, and then they'll be pissed when they get that renewal notice. They'll forget about it, they won't use it, they'll get a renewal, they'll see it on their credit card. Maybe it goes a year and they see it on their credit card. They get pissed. Here comes a jet. I mentioned earlier for you guys watching a live replay. This is what it sounds like when an F-18 goes over your house. You guys being nice and quiet, actually. They were really hauling ass yesterday. Anyway, back to my story. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Instead, say, okay, I've got you interested in Shakeology. You understand Shakeology is $130. We've had that discussion. For $10 more, why don't you do the first 30 days or the first week or whatever of your go-to program. Again, for me, beginner people, it's P90. The vast majority of people, honestly, it's going to be P90. For those people that I run across who are athletes, surfer, skiers, snowboard, triathletes, cyclists, runners, any of those people, it'll be P90X3 because it's going to help them and they're going to be able to keep up with it. And I'm just going to pitch one program. Now, when they go through the tutorial that I'm going to film for you guys after I get done with this training, when they go through that, I'm going to show them the library and I'm going to show them what's in there, but I'm really going to encourage them to follow your advice and to do that one program that you guys have discussed, at least for a week. That's what I'm telling people to do. Just do this. We've talked about it. It's a good fit. I know you've got the equipment you need in order to do this workout, or you've committed that you're going to go get it. Do that for a week. If it's too hard, before you do anything else, talk to me. If it's too easy, before you do anything else, talk to me. Okay, and again, that's one of the things I like about P90 is that I can move somebody from A to B really, really easily and make it a little bit harder for them. Let's see it. So what you think about B, okay? Now, too easy still? Okay, maybe we just go straight to P90X3 or C and then on to X3. And you can take people through this whole journey using what I think is more successful, which is focusing on one guy, one trainer, rather than, you know, today we're Sagi and tomorrow it's Autumn and the next day it's Tony and then it's Sean and then we're going to dig into the archives and pull out an old Shalene workout, a Turbo Jam or something like that. Don't do that. Focus on helping them build a story. With the 30-day challenge, with the 30-day free trial, and even more so with the Club Challenge Pack, that should be what you're focused on, is let me help you build a story using a program. And you're building a couple different stories. The first story you're building is your first week here with P90. Okay, let's just use my analysis. And again, you need to figure out what your program is and how this fits for you. But let's just dive in and talk about P90. I'm going to be encouraging people to the first week. I just want you to tell me what your first week is like. Build that story. Write it down. Take some video if you're comfortable with that. You don't have to share it with me or anybody else. Build a story. Then week 2. I just did that yesterday. It was day 15 of 22-minute hardcore. I've lost 7 pounds in a couple of weeks. I'm building a story. And so I just sat down and was like, hey, it's day 15. Here's the workout I'm doing today. And I feel fantastic. I'm sleeping better. I've lost 7 pounds. And that was it, right? But I'm building a story so that I can go back once the story's done and I can retell it. That's our job with your customers. Help them build a story about where they were and now where they are. That's the type of change agents we are. A lot of people are doing it. They're just not building their story. They're not taking their before pictures. They're not taking progress pictures. So even if you have before and after, sometimes they're just crazy dramatic. What I'm trying to help people create is more of a sequence of pictures. So you could almost do, my idea is to do like a time lapse, right? Where I take your day 1 and your week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, maybe all the way up to 13 weeks, and put all those together and then just time lapse them and run them all together in a video, and you can see your body just go. That'd be pretty cool, right? Wouldn't that be compelling content that people would be interested in following those customers into coaching with? So help them build a story. If you just turn them loose in the Cheesecake Factory of on-demand, they're gonna get lost. The odds are they might have some success. They might even really like it. They might stumble across that they really like Autumn or Sean or Tony or whoever, and it wasn't where you directed them and they got there and you get lucky. I tend to think that's not gonna happen. I tend to think what will happen is they'll get overwhelmed by it. They won't know what to do. They'll be confused, and they'll just disappear, and they won't do the workout. And that is the worst thing, really, that can happen to you, is that you will lose them, and they forget about it, and then they get charged for it. You gotta start treating this exactly like they got a box in the mail, which is what we've always done, right? I mean, I just think about how I've always done this business. Find person with problem. Person, what is your problem? My problem is I can't gain weight and I want to get big. Okay, cool. Another F18. God, these guys are flying. Hello. We're practicing carrier landings today, I think. And that's what they were doing last night as well. Anyway, I find person's problem is they want to gain weight. Well, I don't recommend they just go, oh, cool, make sure you eat some more food and go in and do a bunch of workouts. That's not what I do, right? What do? I go, oh man, we've got this program called Body Beast. Let me send you a little preview DVD or a preview video rather, just from YouTube of the guy. See if he's kind of a character. He's funny, he's a big Israeli dude, and he sort of comes off across like Hans and Franz, and he's sort of funny and he's a little bit of a character. So just be ready for that, and his program will help you gain that lean mass that you want. Take a look. They take a look. Sounds good. Boom. I'm not going to cut them loose on demand. I'm going to get them started with Body Beast. Find person's problem. I need to lose weight. Okay, great. What's your background? Oh, you're super beginner? Okay, great. Here's, you know who Tony Horton is, right? Yeah, sure, I know who Tony Horton is. Great. Here's the little preview video of P90, a program that just about anybody can do. Okay, so what do you think about that? And I take it from there, and then I get that just the same as I would as if I was going to send them a link to order one thing. The problem is there's too much going on, and people are just overwhelmed by it. Some people love to have that many choices. Most people are simply paralyzed by them. They see that huge menu and they just go, I don't know, what do I want? And then they stop using it, you know? So I think that's really my recommendation when we talk about marketing plans for on-demand. Pick one, pick one program, make it something that you really like and that you can help coach people through. That's why I picked P90 and P90X, is because I love Tony. Tony is my jam. That's where I'm coming from. So that's really, I think, what I've got as far as, this marketing plan for you guys. I want just, again, to kind of go back to where I was at earlier today, which is just understanding that things change. Things will always evolve and change, especially with our company. Carl is a guy who's always going to push us forward. And when he recognizes that we're stagnant or that we're getting left behind, maybe, he's going to change. That's why on-demand is here, is because we were going to get left behind in this game really, really quickly. We needed to have... Sorry about that, camera died. Miracles of modern technology. Let me wrap with just this. Again, focus on getting people involved. Focus on coaching people. If you're new to on-demand, get in there, start using it, and start talking about it. If you're not talking about it, nobody's going to know that it even exists, much less come to you and say, I'd like to try that. But if you're talking about it, and like today, later today, I'm going to take my phone and my GoPro down to the beach, and I'm going to do a 22-minute hardcore workout on the beach. Maybe I'll even get one of those F-18s cruising over my head in the background. How awesome would that be? If I get it, I might even tag it onto the back of this, video. That's going to cause people to at least stop and pay attention and go, okay, what is this on-demand thing all about? That's what I need them to do. If people are asking me about it, is it cool? Does it work? Is it, can I do it in a box? Can I do it with a Fox? You know what I mean? Then the answer is going to be, sure, here's a free 30-day trial. How about that? Check it out for yourself. Don't take my word. Check it out for yourself. And then walk them through exactly what I just gave you as far as a marketing strategy for this. In the future, we're going to be working on a little bit more hardcore numbers stuff, and a little bit more sort of, here's how all the numbers work when you start to get people comparing the Club Challenge Pack to just a straight club membership. And I think you're going to see like that Club Challenge Pack, that's going to be the thing that really becomes the business model for this moving forward. But the marketing model is focus. Laser focused, one or maybe two programs. Again, I think it's going to help you if you use a strategy where you're kind of creating a pipeline into a particular trainer or a particular program. But that's up to you. Exercise your creativity and do this business on your terms. All right, that's all I got for you today. I hope that was helpful. Have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon.